These super simple mini handheld cheesecakes are a snap to prepare and are perfectly patriotic for the 4th of July or any other soiree where you just need an easy but elegant dessert.
Welcome back to Two Peas in the Kitchen, and in today's video we're going to make these beautiful mini cheesecakes, and we're making them specifically for the 4th of July. We're going to top them with fresh strawberries and blueberries and whipped cream, but you can top it with really whatever you want. So let's go ahead and get started. This recipe actually makes 9 mini cheesecakes, and we're going to make it simply in a muffin pan or cupcake pan, and it makes 9. So the first thing I'd like you to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And the first thing that we're going to do after that is prepare the crust. So we have 3 simple ingredients here. So we have 2/3 of a cup of graham cracker crumbs. You can buy them already like this, or some people like to put them in a plastic bag and beat them with, with a wooden rolling pin. And then until they're about this fine texture. And then 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter melted. And I'd like to add, if you're weighing instead, it's 80 grams of graham cracker crust or about 28 grams of melted butter. And then finally, 1 tablespoon of sugar. And then we're gonna take a fork and we're just gonna mix it up nice and well. And then after everything is very evenly incorporated, we're going to add this mixture to the cupcake papers that we have here already in the cupcake pan. And we're going to use all of it. So I like to start out with adding a tiny bit in each one, and you can eyeball it. You don't have to be super exact with them. So I'll show you how to do that. I think we're pretty good here. I'm going to finish off with the spoon, make sure everything is mixed up together. Okay, it looks like everything is pretty well incorporated. So let's go ahead and start to put a little bit in each one. So I'm going to add some of the mixture at the bottom of each one and then firm it down at the end with the back of the spoon. And then we're going to go ahead and bake them for 5 minutes in your 350 degree preheated oven. Okay, so I've evenly distributed the graham cracker mixture, and I'm just gonna tamp down the crust one at a time with the back of a spoon, and then we're gonna pop them in the oven for 5 minutes at 350. Okay, now we have our muffin tin out of the oven, and everything's gonna cool while we prepare the filling for the cheesecake. So we have a number of ingredients here that I'm just gonna go add to our mixing bowl. If you want to use a hand mixer too, that's perfectly fine as well. So you want everything to be room temperature. So we have one package of cream cheese at room temperature. This is 8 ounces or 226 grams. And then we have a 1/4 cup or 50 grams of sugar. In you go. And then a 1/4 cup or 60 grams of sour cream, again, room temperature, and everything's going to incorporate a little bit more easily at room temperature. I'm going to scrape all this in. Okay, that's good. And then 1/2 teaspoon of a good vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, freshly squeezed lemon juice. And then finally 1 egg that I've already beaten here at room temp. And I'm gonna put it right in here. I'm gonna scrape a little bit out with my silicone scraper. And I'm gonna mix it up really well in my mixer until everything is incorporated well. And don't forget to scrape the sides a little bit in case you have any chunks on the side. You want everything well incorporated. Okay, so I've got my mixture all done. It's nice and smooth. I scraped it with the side with the silicone spatula, and now I'm just gonna simply fill each one, just like I did with the graham cracker crust. I'm gonna put a little bit in each, and I'm gonna eyeball until they're roughly even. Okay, I've got all the batter inside, And roughly, they're about the same. You can eyeball it. They're not perfect, but it'll be okay. So we're gonna put it in a 350-degree oven now for about 18 minutes, but watch it a couple minutes before that. You want the edges of it to be set, and the center can be slightly undercooked or jiggly, because when you take them out, they'll continue to cook and then they'll be perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna make our whipped cream for the topping before we add our fruit. And you can buy your own whipped cream if you'd like, but we just use about 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream and about a heaping teaspoon of powdered sugar for a little bit of sweetness. If you want to add a little bit more, that's perfectly fine. You can do it to your taste. I'm just gonna beat this until the consistency looks good. Okay, so I've put the fresh whipped cream in this pastry bag, and I use this tip that I have. You don't have to do this, but if you want to make it really pretty, you can. Otherwise, you can just take a spoon and put the whipped cream on. So let's see how this looks. I'm just gonna pipe some whipped cream on each one and then have our fresh strawberries and blueberries. Yeah, this is working out pretty well. And these are really, really nice to have when you have company over. If you don't want to make a whole cheesecake, they're bite-sized. You can have one. If you want more, you can pop more. And you don't have to worry about consuming an entire big cheesecake. Okay, so I'm done with the whipped cream. And next we're gonna add our fresh fruit on top. So I'm just gonna add some fresh strawberries, just using my hands here. And you can use whatever fruit you want. We're using fresh strawberries here and these beautiful blueberries. I think I'm gonna add 3 of each.
Just look at these fabulous handheld cheesecakes. They are perfectly patriotic for the 4th of July or any other summer soiree. Enjoy!